Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is Joe from the Moral Truth. We are back at it once again. Koby, where you at?
Hey, I'm out here, y'all.
So, Doc, so we've been doing this podcast thing, man, and I mean, I like it. It's, I'm gonna put this out there right now. Like, we are not doing this for money. We're actually doing this because we just two regular dudes, just like to talk and basically run our mouths. But at the same time, we're trying to pass, good vibes and knowledge to a lot of people. We're trying to just, that's about it, man. But honestly, we actually just gonna freestyle today. We're not talking about no topic. And to let y'all know, if you really haven't know, like nothing is scripted for these podcasts. We don't write anything down. We may mention the topic, but we don't even talk about it until we actually do the podcast, man. Isn't that crazy, Koby?
Yeah, everything's just like off the top of the head. Like we just kind of go at it,
That's
and
it.
that's what today's freestyle is gonna be. We're just gonna like run a conversation, about like normal conversations that we would have, and then, hey, y'all,
Exactly.
when these podcasts start getting out and we start getting some comments flowing, and we got some topics or some things y'all want to talk about, we'll start talking about them. For now, we're just off the top of the head. We're shooting from the hip.
Yeah, exactly. I think, Koby, let's get crazy. Let's just do three questions to each other, and let's just go from there. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, I got a long one for you, kind of a
Oh,
long one, but
okay.
I think y'all like it.
Uh,
So I'm at work, right?
yeah.
I'm at work, and I got this boss or whatever who's kind of a boss. I don't really do too much, and this dude like don't say nothing to me, don't make eye contact with me, just kind of keeps his head down, talking like real shady. I mean, he just doesn't say a word. And then what I'm saying, like I had some
Hmm.
stuff going on with my kid. I had to go to the hospital, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't at work all day. And I'm thinking this dude's going to like say, hey, like, you good? What's going on? Like, yeah, I'm going to work all day. Is your family good? What's up? Dude don't say a word. So that pretty much just confirms to me that this dude, like, literally doesn't give two craps about myself as far as a worker goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, making
Hmm.
sure his manners, people are good. So I told him that to his face. Like, I went in the back and talked to him later on and was just like, look, you know, obviously you don't like me. It's pretty obvious. And this dude turned around and tried to tell me that it wasn't like that. And that he just had too many people to keep track of. I mean, do you think that's something that's legitimate, or do you think that that's a bunch of bullcrap?
Uh, dang, man. So I definitely we always say this that everybody's different. I have managed, jeez, up to like 90 people at one time, and I think I knew all about their life. So I really think it goes back on that term. You have to know your people. Um, I'm just saying maybe he just don't like you. I think maybe you ate his sandwich
Yeah,
one day or some shit. I don't know, but
I was gone all day.
I'm just saying.
All day. And he knew I was gone all day. I never even came back into work. And the dude didn't even ask me if my family was good. Not that I even care about him asking about my family, but
Yeah.
I was just surprised. But I only bring this up, though, because y'all out there need to realize, you know what I'm saying, like as an employee somewhere, if your
Not,
boss ain't like putting 2 cents in or like checking on you or saying, hey, how can we do this better or whatever, or hey, you okay? Just the okay, like, hey, are you doing all right? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You might need to take your stuff somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, and go somewhere where you be appreciated. You know what I mean? Because that's
Whoa,
kind of my
whoa,
headspace
whoa,
right now. Is that,
whoa, whoa.
you know what I mean?
I got what you're saying, but let's just say, warehouse worker, and there's like 500 personnel in the warehouse, and you might have your line supervisor. You telling me you're expecting the head honcho to come down and be like, hey, Koby, I heard you went to the hospital for going to the hamburger eating contest. Are you okay? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Are
no,
you
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
on
no,
the
no. I
mid
don't mean
the
like the
mid
head
level?
honcho, but at least in my work center where I work right now, this gentleman is like my line supervisor. He's just my first immediate, like the guy that would supervise,
Oh,
10,
okay,
20
okay,
people or something like that.
yeah.
And I know that he knew where I was at. So the fact that he didn't say a word to me just kind of confirmed to me with multiple other incidences as well that, I've been speculating this guy does not really like me just by the way he don't talk to me, puts his head down, and just the way he is. For whatever reason, I don't even know what reason he has, but
Bro, he don't like you.
for whatever reason, I speculated that. And then when I
Duh.
was gone all day and no one said a word to me to pass word or any updates or nothing, I was surprised. And then the next morning when I came into work, he still didn't like say, "Hey, you were gone all day yesterday. Fam, okay?" Like, I mean, I'm not like somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's beneath me at least, and I'm still checking on them if their family's not doing well or something, because, you know,
Yeah.
that's professional 100% to check on your people, even if you didn't like them for some reason because they don't work the way that you like, or however the case, you still check on them. You know, it's just common decency. But
Well,
apparently that's not a thing.
bro, I mean, we live in a world where there are some one-track minded people. Like you, I mean, you've been there before. You're like, well, how the hell did he get in this position? Because this man is like dumb as rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, does he even know 2 plus 2? But it goes on the same characteristics. But let me ask you this: now, in that workplace, have you noticed him different to other personnel besides you?
Oh yeah, definitely. This person likes to play favorites.
Okay, well, and that favorite thing that you never is that's never going to go away. Unfortunately, you call it the good old boys club, favorites, whatever you want to call it. That's really never going to go away. It definitely should go away. I think when you go into establishment, it doesn't matter. How highly. I don't care if you play golf with a guy or the guy, change your flat tire, but everybody should be equal at that point, and that's just on that person, right? I mean, but what you're telling me, and for me, outside looking in, is I'm just saying, hey, old boy don't give a shit about you, and that tells, especially when you say, Now let me ask you this: did you send him a message or call when you called into work? Were you like, hey, boss, like I got to go to the hospital because my daughter's sick, or X, Y, and Z? Did he have that verbal?
Oh yeah, I actually ended up telling him face to face, and it actually happened to be because he's like my immediate supervisor, and then there's a supervisor above him. Both supervisors were together at the same time, and I informed both of them that my daughter was actually sick, and I had to go to the hospital because she's not getting better. Her fever's up, and she's throwing up and stuff. So I didn't know what to do anymore with her being 2 years old, and we already dosed her with as much medicine as we could. And he just said, "Yeah, go to the hospital." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." And then I went, and then I was surprised because it's the first time ever in my career at this workplace or at any workplace that I've never had someone just say, "Hey, are you alive? You okay? What's going on?" Just on a professional level, at least check in, make sure you're not going to be overnight or something or whatever the case. But there was nothing at all, like no tracking, no accountability, and not even a, "Hey, are you okay?" And again, not that I really cared about the okay part, because if you don't like me, cool, I don't like him. It's mutual. It's fine, whatever. But I was just surprised on the professional level there wasn't even like a accountability check or anything. So pretty surprising, but I just thought I would again throw that out there for y'all. Recognize those things. You know what I mean? Recognize that, because it's good to recognize it so that you can put yourself in a better position if you're not, if you're worse, not being carried the way you need to be, or if he's playing favorites, maybe. You know what I mean? You're never going to be able to get in. Then what's the point of staying stagnant? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to stay stagnant. We
Well,
talked about it a lot. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, is there somebody that can, move you to the upper level? Because if he's at a mid management level, or supervisor level, then obviously there's somebody above him who's going to be doing the promoting. And what I say as a long run is, don't let simple minded people affect your bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, as long as you know and your family knows, and your family's good because you know it, like, then you're copacetic. But now you came to a realization, like, hey man, old boy over there, he really doesn't give a shit if somebody died, because that's not where he is with you. So I would take that for a grain of salt, and I know who he is, because his true colors are shown now. But at the end of the day, I would not let him affect my progress and me getting my bread, because I already know who this person is. He doesn't give a shit about me. He doesn't give a shit about X, Y, and Z. He may care about everybody else, but me, okay, fine. Hey, got it. But I'm gonna still make my bread, because hey, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, money doesn't grow on trees. It technically does. We cut the tree down, we make it, process it, etc. But you know what I'm saying. You still got to get your money in the long run, because you still got a family support. Old dude is trash. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't let it get in the way.
Yeah, he's trash. Okay, hate to say he's trash. Like, if you're saying you got 60 people, etc., I mean, it's not hard to learn about 60 people. But if you know that you're in the direct line, and you're like, hey, Koby, how's your daughter doing? Oh, she's better. Hey, that's good. Okay, what can I do for you? Now there's workplaces that operate like that, but sometimes you get these dumbass, simple-minded people, and they don't know. But that lets you know that person's retarded. Okay, and he's pretty much selfish, and you know if you're trying to earn a brownie point from him, like forget it, just eat the brownie, Cody. Eat the brownie. You like it, Code. But
there's really
he's
no
ass.
point.
Yeah, you're right. He's just ass, man. At that point.
Yep, that's what I surmised as well. But always take mental notes, though. I mean, I'm just saying that
Oh
for
yeah.
everybody out there, because those mental notes right there, keep that in the back of your dome piece, and then later on, what I'm saying, if you move up in higher places or however, you always keep that in mind if that person ever tries to call upon you that, hey, you didn't give a shit then, why give a shit now? You know what I mean? So those are the things you can do to kind of, I guess, savor that and, hang on to it. Not that you need to or that you have to, but that's just the way I operate.
Well, the funny part is you bring in a good topic here, and forget the 3 questions, but we ran into something else because now you do have that one person out there who will get offended, and now it's a conflict in the workplace. One, you really should get offended, but don't make it a conflict, because if you make it a conflict, you just now screwed yourself over. Because now what I said, you're taking away from your bread. If you're somebody who's like easily angered by things and that angers you, and somebody, you get that vibe, you can't let that vibe deter from what you're working towards, because at the end of the day, if you did that person won in the long run. They pretty much got into your head. But that's what I'm saying. Hey, you got to take the mental note it, but don't let it affect your progress, your bread. There's people out there who get flustered and frustrated by this situation, man, and they'll go out there and lose their mind, go to the left and right, hindsight, and end up getting fired from the job just because of one person. Don't let that one person control your life,
Oh yeah, definitely, I agree. I mean, I think I've been in that situation before, and I learned from that situation. And like in this instance, the only reason why I ended up talking to this gentleman afterwards is because him as a supervisor, it just seemed like I couldn't go to him and I couldn't talk to him, and because it seemed like the dude hated me, and it was just like very evident in multiple other occasions that he would call the other higher, I guess, supervisors up or whatever, and I was one of them, and I would never get called back there. So it was kind of weird. I just definitely could tell I was singled out as someone he didn't like, and I just took mental note of that. And the only reason why the conversation got brought up was because him as like the line supervisor, he had realized that there was an issue in the work center and was asking about it. And I explained to him that there's a lot of issues in the work center. I'm surprised that he didn't know about it, and that I didn't come to talk with him because, quite frankly, I can't confide in him. And I told him this to his face. I told him, like, obviously you don't like me, and it's pretty evident. And then I explained on every finger I have the situations that occurred where it was clearly evident that he did not like me. And then he tried to backpedal out of it and tell me that, we're good. And so I basically just let him know that I know you don't like me. That's cool. I don't like him. Yeah, that's great. We'll move forward. We're professionals. Yes, there's issues within the work center. I'm surprised he didn't know about them being the supervisor, but if he didn't know I was at the hospital all day, how could I expect him to know that as well? But y'all out there, I'm telling you, you just got to take mental note of all this, though. Know your self-worth, because if you're out there, running the show, and this guy's sitting back and doesn't know you're at the hospital and doesn't know what's going on in his own work center. I mean, how can you grow in a place like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really can't. So take mental notes of this, and if it keeps building up, maybe you need to go somewhere else, but you could be better.
Well, Koby, exactly. You can be better. Take mental notes, but I feel like too, don't make your workplace a hostile situation. So if you did, like, for you, Koby, you addressed them. I'm guaranteed the next couple of times we'll talk about this again, because I want to see how this turns out. But I'm telling you, you probably made it a little hostile situation, because one, the dude is already in the back of the head. He thinks like, okay, well, this guy officially knows now I don't like him, so I can't hide that from the fact. So now any little thing that happens, I think you're going to take offense because he doesn't like you. And it might not even be, intentional. It could be like, sub, but you're gonna take it, and I feel like for you, you're gonna take it like, oh no, he's doing that to me because he doesn't like me. But
Oh no, not at all. I won't do that. I
okay,
haven't been doing that. I mean, like
what?
in the work center, even though I didn't think he didn't like me, I was still out there, training the guys that were
Yeah,
subordinate to me.
but
You know what I mean?
everybody's not
Teaching
like you
them
though.
and doing the most that I could do and being the best that I could be, even though that I couldn't come to him. But it just made it harder, to try to get him word or to try to inform him of situations that were going on in the work center when there was no line of communication between myself and him because of
Mm-hmm.
the issue at hand. So
Yeah, but you're able to bite your tongue and go about that. What about the other people who can't bite their tongue and they're like fuck this dude. I'm gonna fucking tell him, but I'm gonna tell him in a different situation, and then everything at work every other day is just hostile, and then it comes down to the point where, well, you just put yourself on the chopping block because he's the manager,
yeah,
so you put yourself on the chopping block. You lost your job. You let him affect your bread because he got into your head. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're telling everybody like you know your worth. Yes, know your worth, but do not let these people get into your head because they're gonna affect your progress. They're gonna affect your growth. You're in a company. You're trying to grow. You're gonna have haters. Fuck it. I like haters. Haters should be feeling you to strive even more. Like, yes, tell me you don't like me, and guess what? I'm about to grind, and I'm about to show you why you really don't like me because I don't need your validation at that point. I don't. I just need to make
oh
sure
yeah,
I'm on my A game so that way I can progress. That's it. End of story. You be over there, don't care about me. I don't
fortunately
care about
though,
you either, though.
in those work centers though, what you were just saying, like in a normal work center environment or a business with like CEOs in normal companies, because in the military it's not like that, but in normal companies, yeah, you could continue to outshine, and then eventually you'll outshine your boss, and then you get promoted above him, and then he's like, dang, he just surpassed me. Well, why? Because he sat on it, because he wasn't doing the best he can do.
Yeah.
That's why those incentives are great when it comes to bigger business like that. But in the military, everything's contracted and it's set, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, in that term, military, you can't get fired. You just don't go home for
Exactly.
the day. You're on contract, so I mean, you still go occupy another job, and that's so a different realm because then there's really no point in at that time. Yeah, you're just gonna have to duke it out because until that person leaves or you get a new person in. But at the same time, though, it can definitely affect your bread, and you don't want it to
Yeah.
affect your bread. And that's what I'm saying. You gotta take everything kind of with a grain of salt. At least now
Yeah.
straight up that dude doesn't care about you. So like, if you were
And
to right now stub your toe, have to go to the hospital, he would not give two shits. Personally, I would laugh.
nope.
He would not do care. Okay.
Well, I mean, at least he knows now too. You know what I mean? And then I also informed him that the whole shop, believes that as well, as far as because the whole work center basically says that that dude does not do anything. He doesn't really care about anybody, and he's got a few favorites, and that's about it. So I let him know that the work center feels the same way, that he's creating an almost hostile environment or whatever. And again, he can't get fired, and we can't get fired. So
Yeah.
I just let him know like what it is. Like just straight up let him know. I mean, I'm gonna keep doing me, and keep making my bread, and keep working hard, and keep doing what I do. And there's no issues with that. But I'm pretty sure he's starting to realize now that I can run circles around him, and that's probably a little bit of concern. So yeah, we will see how this goes. But like I was saying earlier, if you are a car salesman and you had somebody else above you that was not working
Did
as
you
hard
say?
as you were, or they're not looking out for you, they're not keeping track of their men, whatever, and you were out there running circles around him, guess who's going to get promoted? The guy who's running circles, because the people in higher business at that car dealership, they want someone who's going to perform the best. So if you're performing better than what they think is the best, or thought was the best, which is the manager, then you would probably take his job. That's how it works in the civilian workforce. So,
Man.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, shoot. I mean, we definitely hit some stuff, man. We going to part two this, dog, because we kind of running out of time, and I don't like to keep, the fans out there, too long because they got life too. But hey, I just want to say, yes, if you do have somebody in your workplace, if you want to address it, I just say make sure you dress it in the most correct manner so that way it doesn't come off. And if you feeling those vibes, just probably go with the vibe that most 9 times out of 10, that person might not care about you. But at the same time, do not. I mean, when you come to a place of work, not everybody loves where they want to work. It's not by choice. It's because you need that check and you're trying to embrace it. But do not make it a hostile situation, and don't let one person affect your bread. Because if he's not the CEO of the company or the head honcho, then obviously that person can't do anything to you. As long as you're grinding and showing progress, that person, you're gonna pass that person. So don't let it mess up your bread, man. Kobe, what you got?
I mean, that's a head on the nail. I mean, I couldn't say it any better. I
Head
mean,
on the
uh,
nails, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
Clap that
on
shit
the nail.
up.
That was perfect. I mean, just you can't let anybody else affect it. You got to keep doing you. You got to stay strong and make sure that you're doing everything. The only thing I guess I would add is that Joe said it before, but it is 100% true. If you're gonna come up to somebody and tell them like it is, I understand you don't like me, whatever. Make sure you got all your ducks in a row. Make sure you're going up there with all the information nice and fresh and you're ready to go. And you are doing everything that you're supposed to be doing 100% correct. So you don't go up there and try to tell this dude he's messed up or that, he might not be doing the best or he hates you, he didn't even check on you, however, and then you're all messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're late all the time or you don't have your ducks in a row. And like, who are you to even say anything to this person? You know what I mean? So Joe said it before, make sure you got everything you need in your headspace and all of your stuff is tight before you go up there and try to say something to somebody.
Yeah, exactly, man. Hey, once again, y'all, appreciate you guys listening to us today. Listen to Kobe run his little mile. Hey, his little daughter in the back is screaming his name right now. That's how you know he got to get off the radio. But hey, once again, this is Joe and Kobe from The Moral Truth. We will be back with some more stuff. Remember, we're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. The Moral Truth, Joe Kobe at gmail.com if you want to leave a comment or something for us to talk about. But besides that, hey, till next time.